Welcome everybody to the Veterans Coffee House, okay? Today is a special day. We're gonna run it like a normal meeting, but we're gonna have a special ceremony for a wonderful plaque that you've all developed, and we'll kind of go through the history of it, where we are now and where we're going in the future, okay? So it's gonna be a fun day. How about we start out like we always start out? Judy, would you lead us in the pledge, please? Thank you, Judy. Today's kind of a special day. We're welcoming back 400 to 600 colored troops that left from Queen Anne's County, okay, and served the North in the Civil War. Nothing's ever been done before. And I thought what we'd do, some of you know the coach, Jimmy Valvano, great coach. I coached high school ball for years. Valvano said before you ever coach a team, before you undergo any type of project, understand the history, where you're coming from, where you are now, and where you go in the future. And that's what we're going to do today. We're going to start about how did this all build up. You know, about a year ago today, Chris Puffy, I called him up. I'd heard him speak before, and he kind of awakened this whole group of the mission. Did a fantastic speech, changed our whole course, not only for now, today, but what's going to happen in 2 years from now. So how about a nice hand for Chris P., all right? Come on.
Thank you, Fred. The United States Colored Troops, or USCT, are the free and enslaved African Americans who fought in the Union Army during the Civil War. About 180,000 men served in the USCT. By the end of the war, that represented about 10% of the Union force. Maryland provided 8,700 men to the USCT. Queen Anne's County, we've identified 435 men from the county that served in the United States Colored Troops in the Union Army during the Civil War. Predominantly, they were represented in the 19th Regiment, the 39th Regiment, and the 7th Regiment of the United States Colored Troops. These men came from all over Queen Anne's County, from Crumpton to Kent Island, Churchill to Queenstown, Sudlersville to Centreville. They supported Grant during the Overland Campaign, the battles of Wilderness, Spotsylvania Courthouse, and Cold Harbor. They fought on the barrier islands of South Carolina, Georgia, and Florida. Notably, they fought during the siege of Petersburg, including the Battle of the Crater and the Battle of Chaffin's Farm. The 19th Regiment of the USCT were among the first troops to enter Richmond on April 3, 1865. The 7th USCT, they were present at the Appomattox Courthouse when Lee surrendered to Grant on Palm Sunday, April 9, 1865. The 39th was present in North Carolina when General Joseph E. Johnston surrendered to General William Tecumseh Sherman at the end of April. These men, these heroes, fought, bled, and died for this country and for their freedom. Their contributions to this country include winning the war, ending slavery, and preserving our nation. When they came home, they were not celebrated. What they did do is they helped build this community. They searched for family members who had been sold off into slavery. They built churches. About half a mile that way, New Life United Methodist Church. They started schools. About half mile that way, Hope Schoolhouse. They helped create the community in which we live today. I want to take you back to one particular engagement that they fought in at the Battle of Chaffin's Farm on September 29, 1864, during the siege of Petersburg. The Union Army's goal was to take Richmond, but Fort Gilmer presented a major obstacle. Companies C, D, G, and K of the 7th Regiment of the United States Colored Troop were charged with taking the fort. They charged across an open field exposed to heavy fire, including artillery fire. they made it to the fort's outer defenses. Colonel James Shaw, Jr., their commanding officer, wrote the following day to his superior officers, "Not a man faltered, but all who did not fall reached the fort, charged boldly, and did all in their power to take the fort." And so what happened to these heroes, these men who fought so bravely, charged boldly, and did all in their power to take the fort? Colonel Shaw closes with, "They are all missing." Too often today, their stories remain missing. They are missing from our history books. They are missing from our community conversation. They are missing from family histories. Today marks an important step in recognizing the USCT from Queen Anne's County. To be sure, much work remains here in the county and the state to fully recognize the tremendous sacrifice these heroes made for our nation and for this community. But today we celebrate these heroes, their bravery and sacrifices, their accomplishments, and their contributions to our community.
Thank you, Chris. Okay, now, Chris kind of changed it. If you remember, can we go to the next slide? Oh, we got it. We started out, Eric, you're right up front there, looks good. We started as a group, 4 of us, in Dunkin' Donuts, 4 of us. Now, there's 60 to 70 emails go out every time. We started at Dunkin' Donuts. Next slide, please. Continued at Dunkin' Donuts. You see, we got bigger and bigger every week. Next slide, please. And then we went to the YMCA. Had a great time there. We got bigger. But we had a mission, and the mission was, let's get something done. After Chris spoke, John Wright made a motion to the whole group, let's do something. We didn't know exactly what to do. Let's do something. Jim Barnett came up after the meeting. You know what, Fred? I volunteer. I'll take the bull by the horns, and we're going to get 2 things done. Today, the plaque. John will talk about the future. Jim, how about come on up, please? Nice hand for Jim Barnett.
I kind of like it the way Fred said I came up and volunteered. After you heard what Chris just went through with his little presentation, it was absolutely, we felt we should do something. We took a vote of all the veterans, and everybody says we should do something to honor these slaves that went and fought for our country. And so we took the vote, and after the vote, Fred volunteered me to try to lead the group. The first thing I did was contact a local artist to see what we could do and what type of monument, and with that, we kind of came up with some ideas, and you can see what the statue would look like for our next phase. But we really wanted to get something to go forward sooner than it would take to do the statue, and Fred came up with, let's do a plaque. The next thing came was, where do we put this? And we really, in the committee that was formed, I let the committee to make a decision where the best place to put the plaque. And they decided to put it here. And that's what you see today is the plaque outside. After meeting with the artist, we went for the county commissioners, and we had Chris to speak there like he did today. He was limited to how much he could talk because of the county commissioners, but anyway, he was there. Tillman was there, the artist, and myself, and they all thought this was a great idea to honor these heroes. And with that, we went forward and we contacted the Health and Minds to come up with the plaque, and it came up with plaque. Thanks to the commission, Jim Moran, it was paid for. So we ordered the plaque, and you see the plaque out there today. Because of some health issues that I had, John Wright stepped up and volunteered to take my place and has done a tremendous job. And I'll leave it with that, John. You're the chairman of the committee.
Okay, nice hand for Jim. Okay, Chris gave us the idea. Jim grabbed the bull by the horns and said, we're going to get something done. We called Helfenbeins, and they have part of the funeral home, they have their own monument company within the company. Wonderful young man named Sam Smithmeyer. Ryan, you got to double his salary, all right? The poor guy I would call every single Monday. Where is it? Where's our plaque? It came through in beautiful condition. Sam and Bradley, who Ryan will introduce in a minute, I was here the day they put it on, did a beautiful job. But because of Helfenbeins, we got it. We set record time getting it done. So how about a nice hand for Ryan Helfenbein. Bradley, come on up.
Now, in true Mr. McNeil fashion, he says, "Come on to this event, Ryan, and as I walk in, you're going to be speaking." On behalf of my family, I just want to say thank you for giving us this opportunity to give back to the community, assist in honoring these veterans. I'd love to say my hands did this, but unfortunately, this is our guy. So Bradley is the one to oversee it. I cannot take the credit for myself. 100% Bradley and Sam really took control of this opportunity, worked with Fred, worked with the veterans to make this happen. My father has a quote which we've incorporated into our organization, that we're here to help families heal. And I have to say what Bradley and Sam have done for our organization back to the community is really helping families remember. So with that, I'd like to ask Bradley to come forward.
Thank you. Thank you all very much. It's nice to get recognized from time to time. I do want to say that I am very grateful for the opportunity. I've worked in the funeral industry for over 12 years with Ryan, likewise, who's probably done thousands of funerals himself. And it's just nice to get out of the cemetery every once in a while, let me tell you. But also, I just want to say that it is an honor to get to do a monument like this with all the funerals that I've worked and all the gravestones that I've set. I've spent plenty of time paying tribute to lives that were lost. And it's very humbling to do the service for a veteran or to do a monument like this where we get to pay tribute to lives that were given, lives that were laid down as a cost for a cause that was greater than just an individual's needs. So thank you all very much for your time, and thank you all for your service as well.
Okay, we have an idea. We have Jim pushing it. These guys developed, we have a wonderful plaque. Who the heck's going to pay for it? We have no money. We don't collect dues. We just have nothing to do with money. Well, there's one guy in the county you can always count on. If you have a good idea, he's going to back you. He's not only going to back you with good words, he's going to back you with some do-re-mi, okay? I've known Jim Moran since I was on the Board of Ed. You remember the time we were fussing over computers for the middle school kids? Everybody crossed arms. No, we're not going to spend that much money. Jim Moran said, look, if the kids in Montgomery County have computers, if the kids in PG County have computers, the kids in Queen Anne's County are going to have computers. This poor man, I called him and said, Jim, I need someone to pay for a plaque. Fred, it's done. I kept my sale going on. Fred, shut up, it's done. Okay, I called him last week. Jim, we need $700 more. Fred, be quiet, it's done. Marine Corps veteran, I think, politics aside, a guy you can always count on. How about a big welcome for Jim Moran?
I don't know, but does Fred sound like a politician? Yeah, this is a very humbling experience for me. This plaque is long overdue, and apologies on the commissioners for not thinking of this before you guys. But thank you, Jim, for your leadership and for your historical knowledge on this. It truly is a blessing to the county of Queen Anne's to get this recognition done and to move forward with the statue. So, and Fred, that statue, that's a tough one, but apply for the grants and then let me do what I can do, so I greatly appreciate that. This organization, every time I get a call, there's always something great and good that you're working on, and it warms the heart to be able to do things like that and be able to take care of them. And I'd just like to say, I look at this room as veterans that are continuing to serve. And I want to say thank you to each and every one of you, and looking forward to the monument, to the plaque. And on a side note, yesterday I was narrating for the Queen Anne's County Chorale. And there was a gentleman in the chorales that came up to me and said, we're going to Normandy June 1st. He says, there is a Centreville patriot entombed there. Can we get a flag? And I thought, wow, you know, all the way to the shores of Normandy. So we're going to get them a flag, a Centreville flag. They want Centreville. They didn't want Queen Anne's County. They want Centreville, and we're going to take care of that so that can be placed there. And they're singing in a dedication. I thought that was one way, again, that is far in reaching, but again, veterans continuing to serve. So God bless each and every one of you, and I'm always here to help whatever I can. Thank you.
Okay, we have an idea, we have a leader, we've got some money, we've got a plaque. Where the heck are we going to put it? Jim will tell you, we're not going to go into any individual names, but we ran around the barn a couple times with a couple folks. You can't put it here, you can't put it here, you can't put it there. Guess what? We don't need you. We went to the Kennard Center. Clayton, Washington said, this is where it belongs. This is the African American Cultural Center for Queen Anne's County. This is where it belongs, and this is where it is. Tara, who I'm about to introduce, Tara, I'm sorry. Her dad and I, this explains the gray hairs. Her dad and I taught together in the 70s and 80s, right? Is that correct? Okay, if you would, Executive Director, Miss Corsi of Kennard, please.
Good morning. Thank you again. I, like Ryan, walked in and was told I was going to be speaking on the spot. So I'm here not only representing this wonderful building, but also the Kennard Alumni Association, its board of directors, and our president, Clayton Washington, who you all have mentioned already today. He sends his regrets for not being here today, but does have a few remarks. Just like to thank the commissioners and the veterans, the entire Veterans Committee, for the opportunity to share the U.S. Colored Troops history through the Plaque Monument. It is an honor to have been chosen to be the repository for such the plaque and the forthcoming statue and honoring our colored troops. So we're really grateful for that and for all of your hard work and support. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, we have an idea, we have some leadership, we've got the plaque done, we've got a location. That's step one. Jim and I have talked since day one. There's 2 roads. We're going to build 2 roads. The first road is going to be the plaque. We're about 5 minutes away from getting that done when we have the dedication. And we got the second road. It's probably going to take 2 years. John Wright, tell us about the second road.
A couple things before I get started. It's got to be a Fred story. And first of all, he said that I volunteered for this. Did not. Did not. And Fred puts it in such a way that it's hard to say no. So here I am. I'd just like to say one other thing. I'm missing a real good friend of this group, Charlie Emery, who passed suddenly, and his family is here. And that certainly, when I saw them, I saw Charlie Emery and them, and it certainly touched my spirit. So I need to just say thank you for coming. For whatever reason, I'm glad you're here. It quickened my spirit, so I thank you. And Charlie Emery used to always say, when I would call him on the phone, he would say, "How you doing, Charlie Emery?" And he would say, "Blessed by the best." So, you know, as I go through this period of trying to be a fundraiser, I gotta always figure that this group and this project is blessed by the best. And we're gonna do this, but I'm gonna need your help, because we gotta raise this fund in order to complete this project. But before I say anything else, I'd like to make a presentation to Ms. Corsi. 2 things. I'm going to give her the poster, and then I'm going to leave this statue over here with her, and she can place it in some spot where people can see it, because it's coming back. It's coming back as a 6-foot statue that we are going to raise the money for. And it's a group project, and I'll be asking you, everybody that I come in contact with, to help us out. And I think it's going to be done. Why? Because it's blessed by the best. Here you go. I don't have a lot other to say except that my team, and I have about 6 members of my team, and I'm not going to identify. Well, you can raise your hand. My team members that are here, if you just raise your hand, Bob, you're a member. So we'll be going around, coming around to different organizations, American Legion and the like, and asking for money. That's the best way I can say it. We'll be asking for money. And, you know, I don't have a lot of other things. Fred only gave me a minute and a half, so. Thank you very much. I'm done. Oh, I had a question. How much would I need? I hate saying this, but we need about $250,000. But we're going to raise it. It's a hefty sum. Thank you, Jim, for asking me that. Appreciate it.
Yeah, good job. Good job. Nice hand for John. Okay, good job. If you don't know it about, we have 2 legends. We have a daughter of a legend, John Wright, and a guy named George Ickes, and Bill Molaski. That's his daughter. Were legends in this county. They were industrial arts teachers, the most loved teachers. Matter of fact, I have a keychain. Ben made me 30 some years ago. It's a keychain that they made in his industrial arts class. I still have it on my keys. There's one explanation, John. My name's Fred. It says to Ferd, F-E-R-D. What the heck were you doing? Okay. All right. Before we do the final phase of this, I'd like to thank QACTV 7. Give them a nice hand. They're filming this. It'll be on TV. The Record Observer is here. Thank you, Record Observer. Front page story, please. Okay, all right, okay. Good job. Okay, now what we're going to do now, Deacon Frank, come on up, okay? Frank and I hang around track meets together, all right? We have grandchildren running. Frank is a deacon down at St. Christopher's on Ken Island, Coast Guard career, 5 years to become a deacon, right, in the Catholic Church? 5 years. We'll go outside in a minute. Those who don't want to go outside, we'll make a semicircle around the plaque. At this time, Deacon Frank will have some good words.
Great. Almighty and ever-living God, we gather today in solemn gratitude to dedicate this monument in Queen Anne County, Maryland, honoring the 400 to 600 African-American heroes who left behind their homes, families, and the weight of oppression to fight for freedom and justice with the Union Army. With courage born of hope, they marched from this very soil, answering the call to defend the dignity of all people and to forge a nation united in liberty. Their sacrifice, steadfastness, and unwavering resolve inspire us still, reminding us of the cost of freedom and the power of unity in the face of adversity. We pray your blessing upon this monument, that it may stand as a sacred testament to their bravery, a beacon of remembrance, and a call to future generations to uphold justice, equality, and compassion. May all who pass by this place be stirred to honor their legacy through acts of love and service. Comfort the descendants of these valiant souls, and grant us the wisdom to learn from their example. Unite us as a community to build a world worthy of their sacrifice, where every person is cherished as your creation. We dedicate this monument to your glory, O God, and to the eternal memory of those who fought for a brighter tomorrow. May their names and deeds live forever in our hearts. Amen.
Amen. Thank you. Ralph, you've got it.